Hi guys, welcome to today's tutorial. My name is Sarah. I'm the CEO and Creative Director of SA Millenary. So today we're actually going to be treating a topic known as how to make a fabric flower. Okay, to make a fabric flower, you need petals and made from either fabric, made from different kinds of fabric. So with this is an already made petals. It comes in this shape, but if you want something bigger, you can decide to cut some fabric and convert them to petals. So I wanted something bigger. I wanted something much more like how do I say, realistic to me, and I went ahead to get some fabric, cut them in petal shapes. I had some petals shape with me. You can derive that from just cutting a cardboard, and then you replicate that on fabrics, and afterwards you form your petals with some flower making tools. You can see mine, and they're all looking beautifully set on the table. So this is all what you need to do, and make sure the petal size you want is what you should do, so that your flower will come out nice. Now I have what we call a flower board. So this part of the flower is where your petals is being created, you understand. So I made it like in a matching color, something really close, you understand. So these are the petals, and I made them in 3 sizes. This is the smallest of it, and then I'll be showing you the medium size. Then afterwards I'll also be showing you the big size. So your petals should also come in sizes, that way you can derive a bigger flower. But if you decide to use the already made petals, it limits the size of the flowers you're making, except you just want to make it look unrealistic, so to say, you understand. So these are the sizes I've cut out for my petals alongside the flower board which I have made, and that's it. So the next thing we're actually going to be doing is select the number of petals you want for each stage of the flower, or each stage of the flower making. Now for the board, I'll be taking, after which I'll be taking the petals like 5 or 7. I can't actually speak how many now, but I think I took between 7 to 6 petals for the small size. Then the bigger size I went higher. That's the medium size I went higher. Then the bigger size I went smaller. I think I took the medium size as 12. Then the biggest size was like 5 or so, because I didn't need much of those biggest size, you understand. So the majority part of the major part of the petal size you will need is the medium size. The small size is just to extend the flower board in a way that, okay, the petals are coming out from the flower board, you understand. So this is the flower board, and now I'm wrapping the petals around it to show that the petals is actually forming from the flower board, you understand. And how best you want to achieve this is, if it's not with hot glue gun, if you have a very good adhesive that can hold fabric together, you can go ahead and use it, because sometimes this hot glue gun can be very messy, especially if it's with a stick gum that is not really good, you understand. So take your time at this point, and make sure you set the petals accordingly. So when you take one, you put, then the other should come opposite. Then afterwards you follow like in a trendy way, more like after a petal, the next one should quietly or nicely overlap it a bit before you extend, you understand. That setting also comes out very good, you understand. So there are no more things, and aside from that, the way you lay your petals also brings out the shape of the flower. Now for this particular petals, I was cutting off the extreme, that's the angle part of the flower, to make sure the flower comes in a flatter mode, in a flatter way, right behind it. So I'll also be showing you guys the one I'll be making without cutting the angle part of the petals. So it depends. If you want your flower to be flatter, take for instance, you want to lay it on a alternator, you are advised to make it a bit flatter so that it can be able to cover up the space behind between the flower and your heart. Do you understand? But if you want something protruding, it is advisable that your petals should the angle part of the petals are not cut off, so that it can shoot out, you understand, from your heart. So the placement of your petals is also important, so know that. And that is just it. And afterwards, I guess other things are just basics, you understand. So that's just the interesting part of this: the placement, the shape, and the fabric you also use for your petals. Because there are some fabrics that are difficult to respond to heat, even though polyester fabrics like synthetic fabrics like those Duchess satin are a bit hard to respond to heat. Like they have this resistance effect on heat, compared to pure cotton fabric. It still doesn't stop you from using it because it comes out very beautiful. And but the best material at that, I know, I'm still making research, is still pure cotton. Pure cotton responds, it's easy to dye, it's easy to form shapes, especially when you know the angles you cut on your fabric. And then that is it. So majority of the things, and even if you take, for instance, now people have gone past the fabric cutting materials of the fabric material or cotton materials too. We've gone far as going even into polyester rubbers and all that. So it shouldn't limit you though, depending on what you are creating. So there are different things you can actually use to form your petals. It shouldn't limit. Just know how to get the petals shaped, and what to do and not to do, so that you get your work so beautifully made. So for this, we are limiting the tutorials to fabric making. You can even get jeans material, because there was one I saw recently online. It came out so beautifully. The milliner used jeans material and the thing was fabulous. Do you understand? The aim is to get the angle or the part of the material where that expands, so that when you exert some heat on it, and it really gives you the shape you want. Hope you get it. So you can see that I'm still cutting the angle part of the petals to lay this, and you will see the difference between this and that of the one I won't be cutting. So guys, keep watching, and as you take note of how I was placing it, note also that this is just a rough sketch, just so you guys will see how this is done. But if you're doing your own, take your time and do them neatly. It's important. And afterwards, there is this part of the flower that is used to coat the back, so that your flower comes out very beautiful. So make sure you also put that. And if you want more trainings on this, source for trainings on internet, and if you'd want me to go through it with you, you can also reach out to me. If you want to also know how to make petals aside from this, what you've seen on in this tutorial, also reach out to me, and that will be it. All right, so guys, this is what it looks like, even though it's not still perfect as I wanted, but this is good enough. So you can still place more petals if you are not satisfied. And this extension also helps you to be able to tack the flowers to whatever base you are going to be using it for. So this second part is the part of the petals I told you I wasn't going to be cutting the angle part. You will see that it came out in a protruding manner, in the sense that the first one is a bit flatter, but this one comes out like in an extensive way. You understand, like you would have a bunch look behind the flower. Hope you get it. So this is what it all entails, and different placements gives you different results. So note that too. All right, so guys, this is what it takes. Keep watching. If there's need for me to explain for that, I would come in and explain. Alright, so guys, you can see how the flower is so beautiful. Now you can tell the one that is with flatter ends and the one that has a bunch. Look at the behind. You can see the one at the right hand side, as just at your left hand as you're watching, is the one that is flatter. The other one looks a bit fuller. So you can see how it's beautifully placed on the fascinator. And you do many of that and keep, just so it's easy for you to work with when you have other. And if you think it's not possible, you can as well wait till you place, or you make, or someone makes others, so you can make beautiful fastener flowers for them. All right, so, and the good thing about handmade flowers is that you can easily see a replica out there. So always try to make your work look original. That also will help your brand to grow faster. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys love what you're seeing, and I hope to hear from you as soon as possible when you practice yours. God bless you, and see you in our next tutorial. Bye for now. I still remain your humble friend and sister, mother, brother, sister, all of them, and mentor for those who see me as theirs. And that is it. God bless you guys. Bye.